Welcome back to the Dallas Prospect. We are back talking more NBA news because things keep happening. Like we do a show and then things
More
happen.
news.
And it's like we got to do another show. I don't understand. It's a little excessive, and I don't.
Tiny bit. I mean, why not do our job though?
They need to be convenient to my schedule. Is what
Pretty
I
much,
feel.
you send the NBA your schedule and then be like, wait at least 3 to 5 business days before you give me something else.
Yeah, everything that's going to happen, even game results, should really be like Sunday evening so that we
Pretty
can come
much.
in Monday morning.
It's a little more convenient,
Yeah.
but you do what you can.
But we'll make do. We'll figure out how to make it work. So I'm joined again by Isaiah here, and we're going to talk a little bit off the bat with, I thought, the most interesting news of the day, at least. Chris Paul sent home by the Clippers. Yep. I've never seen a guy in his farewell tour
Get sent home,
let alone when the whole thing was like he signed in July for a farewell tour.
And it was a whole thing.
Saying, I want to retire a Clipper, and then they're like, yep, our coach won't talk to you for weeks now, so just go home.
Yep. I saw a post the other day about him talking about Lob City and his whole press conference when he got back to LA at the beginning of the season during the summer. Whole thing, everyone was all excited, and here we are, and he might have played his last NBA game.
It's possible. Also, how appropriate, at the very least, if not of his career, but of his Clippers career, his last bucket was a 3 to cut the lead to 42. A huge 3 to cut the lead to 42.
The meme never dies.
Yeah, it was a bucket against the Heat, and they were getting thumped by 30-something, I think. So I was just like, you know what? Full circle.
This feels right.
Full circle. So yeah, Chris Paul, free agent. We'll see what happens of that. It's not like there's a whole lot left in the tank, but at the same time,
not really.
The biggest problem with this for him, because on paper you look at it and you're like, initially I thought, okay, he's going to be a free agent. They're just almost like, you know what? This is clearly not working here. We're going to just give you a chance to go in your final season, chase a ring. We care that much. But then I was like, I saw his tweet, like, they just let me know I'm getting sent home or whatever. I was like, sent home, not I'm going home. Wait, you would already be home unless it was like New Orleans. Oh.
Yep, that's how I felt too.
Yep.
It was an interesting way for him to go, but since talking about him being a free agent, he can't get released yet, and he can't get traded. So
he's stuck until January.
He's
right?
stuck until December 15th.
Okay.
So
not too long.
The Clippers would drop under 14 players. You can only do that for 14 days at a time and only 28 days total in a season. Because of when he got signed in the offseason, he can't get moved until December 15th. So he's got at least now 11 days until he can go anywhere.
That's just a nice little vacation. It's not like he's getting heavy minutes.
Not really, but then you look at, okay, well, does he go to a contender? He didn't really show that he's worth being on a contender at the moment, so.
But I feel like his basketball mind and leadership could still be good. You just need a team that has structure, which the Clippers do not have.
You need a team that feels like they're one vet away from getting the job done. But then the question is, who is that contender that wants to take him and can afford to take on that contract? It's only a little over $1 million, and it's the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Some team's going to be like, sure, we'll take the farewell tour and the media attention that comes with it. But I've got a short list of teams, thanks to CBS Sports, that said now they are not contenders in the slightest, but a team that could be a vet away from developing their current young point guards. Because you look at what he's done, arguably, to help develop some top-tier point guards that are currently playing. You look at Stephon Castle, last year's Rookie of the Year. You look at Devin Booker when they got to Phoenix, reached the finals in his first trip to the playoffs. And then on the actual good point guards, you look at SGA, the 1 year they had in OKC together, arguably
they
has
very highly about him.
contributed to the development that he's done for a lot of those point guards. So the first one, you look at sending him back to New Orleans. You send him to the Pelicans where they're playing for nothing.
Yeah.
But you have Jeremiah Fears, who could absolutely use some of that development, has those flashes that you've seen throughout the season.
Yep.
He's done it in OKC. He did it in Phoenix, like we just said, and he did it last year. So you could help develop a point guard who most likely is going to be their point guard for the foreseeable future in New Orleans. You look at the Mavs, who are coached by a Hall of Fame point guard, could have someone developing their point guard or have your backup. You're looking at, well, D'Lo didn't work. Brandon Williams hasn't really worked. Kyrie's not back for who knows how long.
Yeah.
And then you have Ryan Nembhard, who they can't actually sign yet, and we can get into that in a little bit later. But they can't actually sign Ryan Nembhard yet. Exum's out for the year. You might be able to use a backup.
Mavs are an interesting one.
Absolutely, and I think it's only because of who they have at the helm in Jason Kidd. I wouldn't really love it, but CBS thinks so.
Yeah, it's intriguing. Like OKC does speak highly of Paul. Like literally, when he announced, like, "Hey, this is going to be my farewell tour," which I swear that was like a week or two ago that he officially said that. So when that came out, you had OKC players, not just guards, but even like the bigs, speaking very highly of him. Lou Dort has tremendous admiration for him. So I get all of that. I see the value that could be there, but I'm also like, that would just be a ring-chasing thing. And also, if I'm OKC, I'm hesitant to rock the boat in any sort of way.
Absolutely.
Because
Don't
there
mess
is
up that team chemistry.
literally nothing that team needs at this point. And if they were to bring something in, a big personality would concern me a little bit. Because I could definitely see a scenario where he has a disagreement with someone and they're almost like, who are you to talk? Where's your ring? We've been here.
I think the question you get to is, knowing that the Clippers couldn't actually get rid of that money until December 15th.
Still doing it.
Why did you still do it?
Yeah.
So to your point, you start to question, okay, why did they want to get rid of him 2 weeks premature, knowing it's his farewell tour? What disagreement happened behind the scenes?
And that they would get slammed for it.
Right. What part of the story do we not know? What happened with Ty Lue? What's going on behind the scenes that we don't know about yet? Leading to them saying, you know what, we'll sit on this money for 2 weeks and then get rid of you.
Yeah.
But making it clear you're not going to play anymore.
Yep. Sounds like Ty Lue hadn't talked to him in several weeks, and that a lot of it was he was questioning not just the coaching, but even front office decisions, which you look at how old that team is, how they've tied up their assets in this, and then how it's performing. I'm sure he was vocal about that, but I don't know if that's what led to the ouster. I mean, even in the case of like the Luka trade, you had the case of Luka recently saying like, you know, the nail in the coffin with that whole thing might have been he didn't tell us what he said. He's like, might have been my conversation I had a few days before it happened with Dumont. Apparently they had some sort of interaction where Luka said what he really thought, and Dumont was just like, you know what? I hadn't fully committed to a side in this whole thing yet, but
now I picked.
Yeah, I'm picking now. I'm a fragile ego billionaire, and I'm going to go with that. So
him and Nico both.
Yeah, well, not billionaire for Nico, but
fragile ego.
Fragile, for sure. So, yeah, interesting what happens there. I don't know where, if anywhere, Chris Paul goes.
Yep.
Dallas is an interesting one, just for what you talked about with the point guard situation. Either way, he's not contending.
No.
OKC would be the only place I could see having enough structure and familiarity that maybe he would be able to do that. Or, to throw in an extra one just for an interesting point of this, if you have a scenario where San Antonio tries to jump into the Giannis thing, do they also welcome him back? Because he was really good with Wemby as a veteran presence.
Does he give you another give the big somebody else to play off of?
And it's another team that's not just terrible and can do something. So
right.
that would be another one, even though it wasn't on your list.
I think the question at this point is, does he want to play or does he want to ring on his way out? Because if he wants a ring on his way out, I think you're seeing him sit on the end of the bench the majority of most games, unless you need the lead to get cut to 42.
Yep.
Then you throw him in there.
39's too much to ask. You put him in only when it would cut it from 45 to 42.
Hey, but he can do it. Put him in the corner, give him the ball, guaranteed 3. That's all he needs to shoot the rest of the season.
Yep, for sure. So that'll be an interesting thing how that turns out. But I definitely think if I was him, what I would look at, yeah, of course, if you can chase a ring, do it, because that's the one thing missing on your resume. But I would also say, like, ones to consider would be a place where you could be that veteran presence now, but then transition after this year into the coaching staff, maybe. Because I think he'd be a great coach.
Well, you look at someone like Dirk or those long-term guys that have been loyal but stayed around the front office. They knew they were kind of done.
Yeah.
They still wanted to play. They wanted to see if they could make something happen in their last year or two.
Yep.
Dirk tried. It didn't happen, but he stepped right into a special advisor kind of role. There's no technical role in the front office, but you stay around a franchise that you're beloved at, a fan favorite at, and you can help guys develop.
Sure.
So you get to a place where you still have those young guys. You're not going to play. You won't contribute from that standpoint, but you can still contribute some sort of wisdom, still some sort of knowledge, that basketball IQ, which it's obvious that he has.
Yeah.
First ballot Hall of Famer. We all know that.
Yep.
So that still does give you something to desire in a front office or in a franchise where they could use that high level mind. But then again, does a franchise want to bring that in, knowing what could be coming with it?
Fair.